Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. 3 W games here on Tuesday. Going to be running through all those with you, getting into the matchup data, who's in and out, and what that's going to mean for the players that are available to help you get those bets down for yourselves on Tuesday. Rough night on Monday. Had a little bit of a break over the weekend. Couldn't really get to these bets, but then Monday came and we got peppered by that Natasha Cloud and Sabrina Ionescu not showing up. The Liberty didn't show up until the very end of the game. Really nasty game there, but overall, last 2 days have been bad, so we're looking to pick it up here with these 3 games we've got available to us. I've got some looks I'm getting in, so let's get right into it. That all sounds good. Give this video a like. We're jumping into things. First game, going to be a good one, I would think. We've got the Atlanta Dream at home. They're taking on the Valkyries. Ryan Howard's still out, as we know. She's missed the last 5 games. In those 5, Atlanta 3-2, 6th in O rating, 2nd in D rating, 1st in rebound percentage. Couple reasons for that. Brittany Griner looks pretty healthy. My guy Swish Info, who you know, got a link to his content in the description of the video here. Really recommend checking out his site, which really helps you with these bots that he's created, and the projections are super on point. But he agrees with me. Brittany Griner looks really good, and that's why she's been in there now for 26 plus minutes in the last 6 games. That's helped their rebounding a ton. And for the defensive versus offensive, surge here for them, not as good on offense without Ryan Howard, but very, very good on defense because the bench players come in and add a lot to the defense. A lot of them are defensive-minded players. The Valkyries have been going in the opposite direction here. 1-4, 9th in offensive rating, and much, much worse, 11th. So third worst defense in the league over the last 5 games. 5th in rebound percentage, so pretty much where they're at on the season, but that defense has plummeted. Kayla Thornton out for the season, as we know. Mo Billings also going to be questionable for this game, and that would be the 3rd game in a row, if she doesn't play, that she's missed here for this team. But let's jump into some of these player props that we do have available to us that we can get some bets down on. As always, going to be using Props Madness here to find these WNBA player props. #1 sports betting research tool around, so if you do want to get in on it, try it out for yourselves. Use code LYB. That'll get you 7 free days. Also, you can get 25% off your first month. So really helpful code there if you guys do want to use this platform. Highly recommend it. But Alicia Gray is where we're kicking things off. Going to go right down the line here, starting with this Dream Team at home. And Alicia Gray has been pretty good without Ryan Howard. Let's look at her here without Ryan Howard. Taking her out, there's been 5 games she's played here, or 6 games. The points have not been as good for her, and I think we have a couple reasons for that I'll look at, because I actually like the points in this game at 17.5 against the Valkyries. You score against this team from the perimeter. That's definitely the best way to score as they collapse down low. If we actually start out by just looking at the head-to-head here in the 1 game they played, she had 24 points on 14 shots, got to the free throw line 5 times too, which is what she continues to do. But if we go back to just looking at her without Ryan Howard this season in those 6 games, only over in 2 of them. But let's look at why. This game against the Lynx, we'll give her a pass. 6 for 17, one of the best defenses on the perimeter at limiting what you want to do. Kind of the inverse of the Valkyries. Then a couple really nice games here. But then if we look at the Sky game, they won by 37. So she only played the 26 minutes. Didn't shoot that well, but didn't really need to. Everybody else was playing well around her. Against the Liberty, another good defense, shot poorly. Went to the free throw line 15 times, though, and still had the 16 points. You got to expect her to go more like 11 for 15 from the free throw line. She's not a 60% free throw shooter. She's closer to 80. So that would be, sort of a fluke game as well. And the Storm, another defense that is sort of predicated on being really good on the perimeter. Bad shooting night for her there, but I think she comes back around against the Valkyrie and plays a lot better from the scoring point of view. So I do like the points, and then the rebounds as well. Like, the rebounds for her really look good, even when Ryan Howard has been available, but she's off court. Alicia Gray is looking at about 6.5 rebounds per 30 minutes, and she's playing almost the whole game when she plays without Ryan Howard. Her minutes, if we look at that, are at 36 per game without Ryan Howard, actually about her season average as well. So I think we can continue to rely on those 2 props for her, especially the rebounds and the points to the over. Love that for her. Moving on to Jordan Canada, a couple of things we want to talk about. The hit rate without Ryan Howard on the points at 12.5. Not great, but I will say in the minutes without Ryan Howard this season, her numbers are awesome. 16.5, almost actually 17 points per 30 minutes when she's playing without Ryan Howard on the court, and she's up to about 33 minutes per game when Ryan Howard is out overall in the season. The assists also look really good for her. She's at about 7 or so per 30 minutes. I want to make sure I'm not lying to you. 7 assists per 35 when she's playing without Ryan Howard. So about 6.5 per 33 minutes, which is what she's at. And she needs -6 here. This might dip over. It's already at -130 to the over, but I still like all of those. And I even like the PRA at 22.5 for her. This was 21.5 on some books if you can get it. Even better hit rate there, 5 of 6, but she's at 24.5 PRA when she's playing without Ryan this season. I think she continues to do that well. Especially the points and the assists, but the PRA, she's had some really big rebounding games in there that have helped her get over on the PRA. So do like adding it all together. But if I took just one prop, it would be points. PRA, though, is my preferred play here for Canada. Brittany Griner, like I mentioned, she's Swiss. She is the Swish Info player that I want to talk about here for this Atlanta Dream Team. What he's doing with his bots, not just looking at the stats and projections, but scraping the web for all of the sort of podcasts and news, anything that's being talked about from the coaching staff, etc. And he had some really good stuff to say here recently when he did his scrapes, looking for the stuff for Brittany Griner. And what he came up with and what his bots told him is that she has now emerged as a reliable inside scoring force. She's posted double-digit points in each of the last 6 games, which I do want to bring up as well, as that the last 6 have been awesome for her. It really stems from her knee issues being a problem earlier in the season, and it looks like they're resolved. She's moving well, confident, and receiving the ball in optimal spots to score. If you look at her in these last 6 games or so, if we dumb this down here to the last 6, the 11.5, tough to get. It's getting high, obviously, but everything has gone up for her in these last 6. The usage percentage up to 24%, field goal attempts up as well to 10.5 versus the 8.5 that she was taking. And it's because the minutes are at 26.5. And that's what I think we can expect for her if, as Swish Info has scraped for us and told us, that she looks better and that she is actually feeling better. And that's the news coming out of Atlanta. So if we look at her on the season in the games where she's played at least 25 minutes, and she's played 30 here in the last few, if we look at all the games where she's played at least 25, points are up at about 13.7. Pretty nice hit rate. Not the best matchup, I will say that. 11.5 is us reaching her closer to her peak number, right? Like it's been about 9.5 at times, 10.5 as her prop line. Now we're up at 11.5, so it's a little bit high. This is a 50-50 bet for me, but I did want to say if we trust the 25 plus minutes that she's now getting, then I think she's a good over here. It's right on the line for me. So for me personally, probably not going to take it. Brianna Jones has been terrible. Probably not going to take an under on her just yet, but the minutes have been gone for her because she hasn't been good. She was at a -6 in this game against the Lynx, only played 15 minutes as players like Naz Hillman came in and played a lot more than her. So not really trusting Bree Jones anymore. And the PR at 18.5, if she's playing these kinds of minutes that she's been seeing here in the last 5 games or so, then the under is actually a much better play for her. The only person I can really feel confident in this game, if it's not a blowout, we saw the Valkyries as we moved to their props lose by 31 to the Sun, who just lost by more than that, I think, to the Storm here on Monday night. Bad. It's all bad right now. Mo Billings is also questionable, but the thing for Salon is if she can get 25 plus minutes, I still like the number for her, even against this Dream Team that's pretty good, really, really good, I should say, on defense. The boards and the points, if we look at her, the key is the minutes, right? And I think we can get her to 25 plus at this point, as long as this game is relatively close. But even in the last game where she played 25 minutes, the Sun shot lights out. So they were no rebounds to be had for her. She only ended with 3, but normally she's closer to 7 when she's getting this type of run. And I think we have to depend on that moving forward for her. The rebounds are a little bit more dependable than the points, which are all the way up at 12.5 now. Still right at about probably where they should be. I think the boards at 5.5 is the best the best edge that we get. And even if we get this at 6.5 to about even money, I still think this is a good over for Salon. Going to come back to the Sky and the Mystics game because this one's way more interesting, which is the Sparks and the Aces. And one of these teams has been the best team in the league for the last 10 games. It's Los Angeles, 7-3, best record in the league in that time, tied with the Lynx, both 7-3 in the last 10. Best offensive rating, second in pace, third in rebound percentage, the most points in the paint by a good margin, actually, about 4 more points per game in the paint than the next best team, and number 1 in 3-point percentage, especially because teams are now needing to guard down low so much against them, and that leaves open shooters. And Kelsey Plum has been lights out in the last 7 games or so, especially, and they are on a 5-game win streak right now, and like I said, 7-3 in their last 10. Cameron Brink coming back for this game, but it's all hype. The only reason she even has props up is because most people have heard of her, and that's why they're giving it to us, but she might play 10 minutes in this game. It's her first game all season, so I don't think that's going to impact the props for the other players. And the other players, especially the starters, have been crazy dependable in the last 10 games, all playing at least 29 plus. In fact, everybody's at 30 plus except for Azura, who's at she's at Stevens is at 29 plus minutes herself. So yeah, feeling pretty good about the all 5 of the starters for the Sparks in this game. Let's get into what we're looking at here for the props. Kelsey Plum has been on fire in the last roughly, let's say, let's just do during the win streak here, during the last 5 for them. Absolutely on fire. If we look at the usage percentage for her, really nice over here, about 22.5%. Not even more than normal, just the percentages for her. She's made at least 3 threes in all these games because she's shooting 50%, 57, 50, better than 50% from 3 in these last 7, and from the field as well. Also getting to the free throw line a decent amount. If we pull up that here on the filters, we can look at the amount of free throws that she's had here. Also looking pretty good there. 4.2 on the attempts, but she's making all of them basically. So about 4 per game on the free throws as well. So everything really looking good for her. But the key here is going to be that head-to-head has been tough for her. 17 points in this 15-point loss. And then even in 37 minutes, they won the game. She got 9 free throws, and she still only got 13 points because Jackie Young is on her. And it's not a good game to be taking her. I like all 3 of the other starters that we get props for here. We still aren't getting Julie Alamon's props, who she's at like 5 assists per game because the books suck. And that's the problem with betting the W's. We can't even get the 5th starter for the Sparks who's playing more than 30 minutes per game. She's 2nd on the team in minutes in the last 10, and we can't even get props for her because they suck. But more importantly, I still like all 3 of these players right here. Hamby, Stevens, Jackson. Love the points prop. Not sure why Rakita Jackson went down on the points here. She even had 30 in the one matchup that these teams had, that she played in, I should say, back in June. Love her. Love Stevens 15 plus till I die. You know that this is what she's been doing here. And basically the whole second half of the season and beyond, she's at 15 points per game anyway. And down low, plenty of options, especially in the paint here against the Aces, who are really good right next to the paint because of, right inside the 5, within 5 feet, but everywhere else in the mid range and such, not a great team defense. 12th and 13th in the mid range and extended paint area, limiting that stuff. Really good looks for Azura from 3 because of the matchups. Really like her and the size advantage that she should have going up against the different players she's going up against. Hamby, same thing. So all 3 of the forwards, love that over for the Sparks. On the other side, I'm passing on Asia in this game. Not really loving what I'm seeing from her in these last few, especially when I've been talking about how when she shoots the ball 18 plus times, this team is like 7-3 on the season, and then she hasn't gotten to 18 plus in the last 3. This one we'll give her a pass against the Wings here, but I think it's gonna be another good game where even if she's in it, right, like it hasn't been a bucket for her because the attempts haven't been there for her, and the guards have been playing really well as a result. So I actually would prefer to stick with that in this game, especially with how bad the defense is everywhere for the Sparks, but especially from the 3-point line as of late, they've been awful. Worst defense in terms of giving up above the break stuff here. That's why I do love Jackie Young still. I think her points are coming along. I want to say that anyway. She took 11 shots, but was really efficient against the awful Wings defense. The last 2 games have been blowouts. Kind of give her a pass there, but I think 14 plus shots is where we start to see her averaging out here. That's a good reason to like her to continue to get the buckets, and the head-to-head numbers are just impossible to ignore. 26 points on 22 shots, and this is with a full squad, right? And then 24 shots, and part of that is how she plays, right? Going downhill, getting into transition, getting all the way to the rim, and shooting threes, and that's the ideal player to get points against the Sparks right now. So I still think her 15.5 points. She's at 17 per game on the season. This is a good over on the points specifically. And then going all the way down to Jewel Lloyd, I want to point out that she did not start last game, and that really helped her, obviously. She took 11 shots, made 4 of 9 threes, 6 for 11 from the field, 4 of 4, only got 19 minutes, but it was a big blowout. I think we expect her at 25 plus still, and I think we can start to depend on maybe like seeing if this trend of her coming off the bench helps her efficiencies and flow within the offense, as opposed to being so, sort of such a crucial part of it with the starters. She comes on the bench, there's a little bit less I think in terms of pressure for her to score, and she's a little bit better with the backups, obviously, as she crushed the Wings. So I think she's still good. The threes, we're getting plus money. That's my favorite bet for her. I think 9.5 points is still a good look. Those are the 2 ways that I'd be playing her stuff here in this one. And then I'm just going to close it out by looking at that Sky game for a minute and just letting you know that my favorite plays here are going to be Angel Reese, 15 plus. I trust her still very much so, and I think she's going to have the ball in her hands a ton. Atkins is out in this game. We've got Michaela is going to be questionable in this one as well. There's one more questionable look I want to make sure I get to you for this one. Haley Van Lith is going to be questionable, so really not that much ball handling going to be available. Angel Reese is going to have the ball in her hands a ton. I like the assist to the over. I like the points to the over as well. Boards, a little bit tougher to come by. This is right on her number against a really good team down low in the Mystics. She had one huge game rebounding, one not huge game. I believe Cardoso was in for both of them. So do with that what you will. I think with Cardoso, the boards are not as trustworthy, but the points and the assists, because of who's going to be out there, really like those both for them. Not touching Banham or Cardoso, bad matchups. And Cardoso still to this day, when Reese is in, her minutes, when Williams is available, Reese is available, her minutes can fluctuate a ton. So she's not trustworthy to get those minutes. And Banham, it's a tough matchup. Been pretty good. 11.5 still pretty low, but this is a really, really good defense out up top and not going to be ideal for a shooter like herself. So on the other side of the ball, I actually like Suggs Sutton the best in terms of her points. She's been getting big minutes in the last roughly 11 games, out of it about 10 per game in that time frame, over an 8 of 11, taking like 2 more shots per game, playing 29 minutes, which is about 4 more than she's averaged on the season. So she's getting up and involved a lot more recently, and I think that trend continues for her, especially as Brittany Sykes has sort of dwindled from the offense. So don't love everything else, everybody else's stuff besides Suggs Sutton here for the Mystics. So staying away from everything else. But that is all the time I have for you guys in this one. So as we roll out, do want to let you know, if you don't want to miss a single bet we're playing here, make sure you jump into the VIP, giving you guys a free month if you're interested. So definitely check out the link in the description of the video that shows you all of the sports books that I'm partnered with. That'll get you a free month if you sign up for any of those with code LYB. Just hit me up and let me know. I'll get you a code for a free month in the VIP Discord section. A lot of good stuff going on there. But that's all the time we got. So appreciate you all. Best of luck here on Tuesday. Until I see you next. Happy betting.